All right, here we go. Welcome back, friends of the feline. This is LMU, Pepperdine, Lions, Waves, short serve. This is pair 3. Prichard, teardrop to start the game. Once again, welcome to Ocean Park, California. Jason DeBias, yours truly. Thank you for having me in your living room. Score is 1-0. We're going to fix that in a minute. LMU off to a quick 2-0 lead. Once again, thank you for having me in your living room. Ocean Park, California. This is the WCC, the West Coast Conference. This is the finals. Pepperdine, 3-time defending champion. Dominated this division for 3 seasons, but now this year they may have very well met their match. Hotly contested 3-set matches for the duels in the semifinals and the winners bracket. Just gets by LMU 3 pairs to 2, and now LMU works their way back up from the contenders bracket to face them again. So we're hitting the reset button. Uber exciting match, particularly here in this court 3. Ball's dug by. Oh wow, Kobe. I like the move, but it was way too high, and Mother Nature was very unforgiving on how far that ball wanted to go. Pepperdine's now on the board. Well, they've been on the board. The score is 2-2. Up and down. There's a nice wrist snap, but Caputo gets the dig. Caputo gets blocked. It's actually pretty rare. Very rare in the sense that she's very good court vision when she's in system. She sees reads the progressions on the defensive switch and reads if the block is going to show her something and try to take it away. Scores 3-2 LMU. Serve to space. That one goes left shoulder, and that one's a little tight. A little bit of a rush job. Prichard with the dig. Prichard cross court. Wow. Alexis Filippone. Alexis Filippone looked like she fell or might have canceled her pursuit on that one, and here we are just the same. There's a nice shorty. Very, very good job with the serve. Even the balls they pass, you're making them work. The one-arm bandit. Does it skate? Yes! Caputo looked like she's trying to go one over on that and too hot to handle, as now off to a quick 5-2 switch for the Loyola Marymount Lions. Pretty good serve by Kobe. Nice pass by Filippone. Filippone with the poke dug. Transition. The transition queen goes line. That's her nickname from now on. Jessie the transition queen Prichard. There's a touch on that. She knows she's got to go. Transing out pretty easy. Dig by Caputo. Skylar goes cross court. Beats the switch, and now the score is 3-6. LMU starting fast, but Pepperdine is a team that has incredible poise and time-tested mental toughness. That ball might have been out, but I really like her. I really like Jessie's decisiveness. If you're going to go, you got to go. Score is now 4-6. Skylar Caputo, the senior from Manhattan Beach, California, 5'10", gets an ace. The first ace of the match, but certainly won't be the last one. This team, the last time these two met each other, There was a total of 11 aces. Many of them clean. Wow, I love the shot out of the cut, but I'd like to see her get a little bit more elevation. Sometimes if you hop instead of jump, you're selling your shot, and that's what happened there. Now the game is tied. Will they go back to Prichard? You better believe they will. Position 1 serve, handled perfectly. Up and down set. Prichard, wrist away. Got it. Teardrop gives them 7-6. We're 1 away from the switch. This first set in this WCC West Coast Conference Finals. LMU, significant improvement from last season to this season. The question is, how much have they closed the gap? Because though LMU has gotten better, Pepperdine has also gotten better. Wow, left shoulder serve, J-hook pass, there's an ace. And there's an 8-6 switch. 1 ace apiece, beautiful serve on the serve to space, if you will. Head coach of the Pepperdine Waves is Marcio Cicola. First year coach, longtime assistant. John Daze, his assistant, as well as Delaney Knutson. Daze and Cicola were Carrie Naples' coach in Rio and Carrie and Misty's coach in London. Top of the tape, and it's one of those things I'd like to see her once again on her pull. I'd like to see Kovac stop. She's still churning a half step or a whole step by the time they hit her contact set. Very, very difficult to reverse feel on that. Low pass, tempo set, line over, got it. Score is now 9-7, splitting the difference off the switch. The challenge pair is pair 3, 2, and 4, 1 and 5. There's a very, very difficult hill to climb. I followed Pepperdine's pair 5 the entire season. And Simone Pribe, the freshman out of Texas, is the real deal. Her and Katie Gavin facing Paige Panther, and her partner's name escapes me right now. That's on court 5 happening. Score is now, I believe, 9 up. Drifter on the set and just clamping it down is Alexis Filippone. Filippone, the 6'2 sophomore out of Del Mar, California. Volleyball All-America first team last season. Wow, what a nice drop on that, but an even better dig by Caputo, and this time they got the right call on the net violation, and the score is 10 up. We're 1 away from the technical timeout. I'd expect nothing more or less against two teams who up to this point have remained evenly matched. Their previous match as early as this morning ended the third set 30-28. You heard that correctly. Third set is usually 15 win by 2. They went to 30-28. Usually when you have a match like that, it's either both teams wanted it or neither wanted it, but the former is a strong suggestion in this case. And now we're at the technical timeout with Pepperdine nursing a 1-point lead, 11-10. Take you to some of the action on the other courts. Pepperdine leading 11-7 on court 5, pair 5. Once again, the freshman sensation, Simone Pribe. And Katie Gavin. Katie Gavin's favorite sports franchise is the New York Yankees, so guess what? She wins all the time. It wouldn't happen to be that I happen to be from New York, just saying. The head coach of LMU, the Lions, is John the Mayor, who actually hung up his playing spurs last December. He actually retired on my show on volleyball the Tuesday after. I always felt, and I had a discussion with John in private about this, that and I think in order for good coaches to be great, I think they have to narrow the percentages of player, the ratio coach to player. I think you have to be 90% coach, 10% player if you want to be great. John Mayer, who I affectionately refer to as a beautiful mind, very capable, very highly competent coach, but I think his step to greatness I strongly believe comes from retiring as an active player. You pick a major sport, you will never ever see a championship coach that's an active player. Even a sport is not as popular as volleyball. You just don't see it. We're back from the technical timeout. Multiple time AVCA Beach Pair of the Week, Filippone and Caputo. Set out of the middle and a little late on that 2-block switch, unless that was a 4. Now the score is 11-11. Covey out of Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Jump floater, serve to space, handled okay. Back set, handled easily. Transition queen, cut, got it. Great eye by the top ref, where if you're not paying attention, that goes another way. The score is now 12-11.
On court 2, LMU 16, Pepperdine 9.
Serve to space is the order of the day. They preach it, they practice it. Good serve. Even the balls that are passed well are hotly contested, and Teardrop gets the tie. The score is now 12-12, but even the balls they side out, as long as you can make the serves competitive and hotly contested every single time, you're going to win. A little bit of a hook on that pass and free ball situation. Soft block by the skinny boy. That's an antenna shot, and now the score is 13-12.
And on court 4, Pepperdine 14, LMU 9.
Pretty good serve. She can go hard into the wind. I don't think she should be shy about that. Backwards pass, brought back in system, and nobody's the call, and did get shot off the palm of Caputo's hand, and now we have a tie score, 13 up. Once again, John the Mayor is the head coach of LMU. His assistants are Betsy Flint, AVP and FIVB standout, multiple time champion in both of those categories. Active player with Emily Day, trying to shoot for 2020. Their other assistant is Aaron the Man Mansfield. He's the head coach of their indoor program, and in my opinion, one of the top 5 coaches in the nation, certainly on the West Coast. Beautiful shot, counts, and the foul. Now we got a sprint to 7 as the game is now tied 14 up. Coaches are allowed to speak to the players on the switch. I believe in the AVP as well. FIVB, the coaches aren't allowed to talk at all. They're not even in the box. AAUs, I believe they can only talk during the timeouts. Serve, left shoulder serve. Nice set, and that's an open hand. That's a Cobra, I'm G.I. Joe. For those of you that are asking what a Cobra is when it hits, when you basically have your hand horizontally and dart it, and I don't think that's what happened there. Nice recovery and hitting on 2, got it. 16-14. Maybe a little premature, but I'd like to see a timeout because as you can see, there's a little bit of a momentum switch, especially if they're setting up right away and conveniencing Pepperdine, who was looking to serve right away. And there's your cut. Game of inches, that ball trickles over on the cut over. Now the score is 15-16. What does LMU have to do to win this game? I say don't play into their game. If Pepperdine wants to play fast, if they want to serve right away, you don't have to accommodate them. Check a line, dust off, have a conversation with the ref, create mini de facto timeouts. There's the block, and that lets it go out of bounds, and that's a tie game. And once again, this is the game that many of the LMU and Pepperdine faithful expected to happen. Two evenly matched teams. Their previous match went 13-21 and 21-18 and 30-28. There's a line serve, trickle, ace! Third ace of the set. It's Jessie's first. Jessie out of Corona, California, a junior. Economics major. Pretty high serve, handled nicely. Philip. Wow, there's a great switch just past the outstretched hand. She'd love to have that one back. And now, surprise, surprise, once again we have a tie game. The score is 17-17. Alexis Filippone out of Del Mar, California. Posted a 27-3 overall record last year as a freshman. Teardrop. Wow, that's a great switch off the 4 and still able to recover and blocked! Wow, is it worth it? Let her work it. Lay my thing down, flip it, and reverse it, and there's your switch. 18-17. Incredible athleticism on that 4-block switch. It was either a late 2, and she was able to make 2 moves to the ball and get a touch. And Filippone was able to finish off with a block, and now left shoulder serve. Nice job facing her platform. Line over, and she tries to go over, and that ball sails out of bounds, and we have an 18-18 game. This is one of those matches where, in order to win, Prichard and Kovac have to play tight. They have to keep it perfect. They have to play the perfect game. I don't necessarily think Pepperdine has to do it. I think they can play well enough. There it is! Over the block, over the dig, and in. 19-18. Timeout is called by LMU. Head coach for Pepperdine is the great Marcio Sicoli. Offering his tutorial and roadmap or path to victory, if you will. Pepperdine this season, I think for their women's beach team and for their men's indoor team, is the team that no one's talking about. Team that's been playing dominant, if not competitive volleyball all season. MPSF, I think, is going to be decided today. Pepperdine and USC, who emerged late as a dominant, as a uber competitive force, playing their best volleyball late in the season. I also think being 11-0 at home hasn't hurt their chances. Virtues over a injury-riddled UCLA team. And I believe they're playing Pepperdine's men's indoor team today, possibly at 5 o'clock. MIVA going to be decided between, I believe, Lewis and Loyola Chicago. That's also going to be a live stream, MIVA. That's 5 o'clock Pacific time. And Hawaii and Long Beach State, that's indoor men's for the Big West, which actually has NCAA's finals implications. Arguably the number 1 and number 2 seed, or I will say indisputably the number 1 and number 2 seed. Score is 19-18. Get ready for another barn burner. Up and down set. Will she cut? Yes, she will. Doug, looking for 20. Line over. That ball is just out of bounds. Once again, the game of inches. Surviving that play. In fact, getting more breaks than Lindsay Lohan in court are the Pepperdine Waves. $19 up. Who's going to blink? And splitting the uprights was Sara Kovac, aka Covey. And now the clouds have parted, and now the sun's come out. And nothing but happy, smiley faces in this West Coast Conference Finals.
So quick update.
Being joined by Jaron Barreto. What's up, brother?
Getting hot.
This is the feature match, in my opinion.
Yep.
Last time they played each other went 30-28, and the third game to 15.
Deciding game.
Yep. Scores 20-19, and that ball is out of bounds, and LMU secures the last 2 points, winning the first set 21-19. And are you ready for the second set?
LMU taking game one. So quick game one, Pep has shifted on score 1 and 5. LMU taking game one on score 2 and 3. Score 4
Once again, thank you for joining me. For those of you that joined me, Jason DeBeas, courtside.
15, LMU with 14.
Bring your attention to pair 5. It's my strong suspicion that Pepperdine won that first set. Yep. Right now, LMU's struck first, leading 1-0 on the beginning of the second set, but trailing 0-1 in the match. Pepperdine won that first set. Up and down set, line over, ball gets dug. We're in the beginning of the second set, popping it off. That ball is outside the antenna. Great call by the bottom official, as striking first blood is Loyola Marymount. I've been told that both teams agree that whoever wins the third pair first, the action's going to stop. For 2 reasons. One, I think Pepperdine, in reality, just wants to get out of here as fast as they can, in and out. But the other reality is, if LMU wins, they have to beat Pepperdine twice. It's double elimination, and Pepperdine didn't lose any, so it's win-win for both teams. So a mutual agreement by both head coaches, John Mayer and Marcio Sokola. Left shoulder serve, handles okay, bringing everything to the pin. There's a line, nice recovery, and she knew she had to go. There was a touch on that block. There's a 1-over and handled okay. Skylar Caputo, back set. Caputo got it just past the outstretched hand of Prichard, and the stop, drop, and roll by Kovac. And now they're on the board. The score is 1-2. There's the up and down on the serve. Perfect pass. Up and down. Trying to go crossover. That ball's dug. Nice hot read, and she's got to go. She goes deep line. Caputo. A little bit of shooty on that pass, and knuckled. Elevation. Score is now 2-2. There's an ace. Once again, I knew this match would be ace-filled. There was already a total of 6 aces the first set, 4 by LMU. And this is Filipponi's second. First of the set, second of the match. That ball is close to the line and handled perfectly. Up and down, nobody up, and great knuckle off the peel. Transitioned, closing up shop on that is Covey, and now the score is 3-3.
Pepperdine back for third.
Do you see a score on that one, the pair one? Jaron, do you see a score on the pair one? You see a score on the pair one? There's another ace that's out of bounds. 5th ace for LMU. And now, thank you so much. (4-3) on the switch. Looks like LMU is up 7-6 in the second set, up by 1 in the set, but down 1-0 in the match. That's pair 1. Simone Pribe and Katie Gavin on pair 5 doing their thing, picking up where they left off. Once again, Simone Pribe, a freshman, just and only getting better every day. I really love the attempt on the cut. I just want to see a little bit more elevation where she's not selling it. I need her to sell power to make that cut drop. Score is now 4-4. That ball is out of bounds. 4 players celebrating. Someone's going to be wrong on that one, and that ball's out. Now the score is 5-4. There's a teardrop. Top of the tape. Santa Monica has been everybody's friend today. And there's another ace. That's 7 for the match, 3 for the set. The score is now 6-4. There's a nice outside set, and good things happen when you hit the crap out of it. Jessie Prichard. Yes. Hit. I think that's what you call the sweet spot. As Coach Aaron Mansfield said, good things happen when you hit the crap out of it. The score is 7-4. Wow, nasty drop. Another ace. Timeout is called. They want to talk it over. This is 8-4. Someone might want to let Jessie in on that. Jessie with her 5th ace of the match. Well, a lot of these girls are jump floating and doing a ton of serve to space. I would love to see more of that. Drop some of these shorties, an occasional shorty. LMU and Pepperdine in the finals. In the finals. Check my NY varsity page to see if the first match is up. I got a personal hotspot for 2 connections. I don't see what the second connection is. Okay, we're back from the timeout. Winners of the first set and leading by 4, by a score 8-4, are the Loyola Marymount Lions. What's up with that?
Same old, how's it going?
Pretty good. It's a beautiful day. I was hoping the sun would hook us up a little bit, right?
Nice that it finally came out.
Yes, and good for the finals. There's a head off the touch, just past the outstretched hand of Sara Kovac, and now stopping the bleeding, at least for the moment, are the Pepperdine Waves, 5-8. Technical timeout. They're competing on pair 1. Here's a nice drop. There's a switch. There's a 9-5 switch. Aaron Mansfield can't switch fast enough. Once again, just when you think LMU has momentum, and believe me, they do right now, a very, very thick-skinned, playoff-savvy, mentally tough Pepperdine team. No lead is safe. If LMU can get a bunch of more points and stay on them, that would be ideal for this pair 3. J-hook pass. Wow, nice play off the net, cleaning up. Another one-arm bandit. Tempo set. Line over. Got it.
They would have got that point. That's it.
Yeah. Tell you what, they get one-arm jigs like that in system, they got it. Jump floater. There's a shorty, and felt like she had to go on 2. Pity pat dig. Up and down set. Off the left hand of Skylar Caputo, and now the score is 11-5. LMU one play away from opening this up. Left shoulder serve. Up and down set. Wow, trying to take a swipe out of that, a little bit late. Not to mention the great elevation by Alexis Filippone, the 6'2 sophomore. That ball's hit cross court, and now this is one of those plays where they don't need to actually get back on serve receive and ready for them, because when they're looking across the net, they're not necessarily ready. And just trying to get a quick serve in there, and let's hope they get the side out. And that's what happens. Look how fast she gets back, getting the ball right away. And the referee, of course, will blow the whistle right away if she thinks that everybody's ready to go. There's a nice shot right into our living room, hitting the inside part of the line, and makes it 12-8. And Caputo wasn't sure if that ball was in or out. And we're 1 away from the technical timeout. Left shoulder serve. She doesn't step in. She tries to angle left. Doesn't necessarily face her angle on that, and sometimes that ball gets shot all kinds of directions. In other words, it gives the ball a mind of its own, and taking a commanding 13-8 lead. And I use that term loosely because, as you've seen, Pepperdine can score points in droves of 3 and in a hurry. 1 minute goes by, next thing you know, they were down by 4 and they're only down by 1, or they're tying the game. It's a pretty good dig by Bo, huh? Score 15, 15, what? 15 up? Oh, okay. Pepperdine finishing 5th in the NCAA tournament in the Big Dance. I would like to see them get their stuff together and have some of these conference winners be an automatic bid. The WCC has shown that they've earned the respect of the rest of the nation. St. Mary's ranked 18th in the top 20. LMU ranked 12 or 10. Pepperdine ranked as high as 2, maybe 5th coming into this tournament. Conference champion, very deserving of a bid. I believe the way it works now is they have 3 from the West and 3 from the Midwest and East, and 2 at-large bids, which left a lot of people scratching their heads on who got in. I personally think being left out in the cold last year was Cal Poly and Long Beach State, who played magnificent volleyball the whole season and were both ranked 4th and 5th and weren't in. I would love to see an automatic bid in the conference where Florida State, Carolina is in. I'd like to see an automatic bid if there's a South, and I'd like to see an automatic bid for Big West, PAC, and WCC. So there's your 5 bids right there, as the score is now 14-8. So you have 5 bids, and now you have 3 at large. And if the South and the East deserve it, then they deserve it. And if the West deserves more bids, then they get that. And that's how I think it should work. I think it's incredibly lazy to just go 3 East, 3 West. Because the at-large bid, you're not just going to go West Coast heavy. You're going to accommodate a team that might not be as deserving. I mean, and I think the elephant in the room last year is Florida International. I'm not saying that they're not a good team. I think they're a very good team, and some will call a great team. But by the people who've been following this all season, by consensus knows not the truth, but can be a little bit more candid and self-honest. Score is now 15-9. They're 6 points away from securing a win on this pair 3 matchup. I've been here the whole day because I knew all of the matches of interest would be here, and boy, did they deliver. Filippone, wrist away, gets dug. She knows she's got to go. She got a little touch on that block. Line over. Cross body, Skylar Caputo, the senior out of Manhattan Beach, California, puts one down. Or puts one up over and down. A mini jumbo, if you will. Back set. The down, teardrop. She read it. Well scouted out by 2 teams that play each other enough times. Their 3rd meeting, if you will, and there's a cut on transition. While tuning in to court 5 after losing the first set. LMU is up 18-10. That's going to go the 3rd set. While out of the middle, cleaning up the mess on that was Caputo, and Caputo waited for the penetration. I thought that was pretty good. Free ball situation. Pepperdine on the attack. Back set. Skylar. Caputo's one down the middle, and now it's 12-15. 1 point from the switch. Great timeout call hinted by assistant coach Aaron Mansfield and solidified by Prichard and Kovac. Let's get you to some action on the courts. So court 1, you have 17-18? 17-18, LMU trailing by 1 in the set, also trailing 0-1 in the match. Cross court. Pepperdine 2 points away from winning pair 1, 2-0, and LMU, Paige Panther and the crew have become unglued 20-10 on that 2nd set, looking to go to a decisive 3rd set on that one. And here we are, bird's eye view of court 3. Not really sure what kind of activity is happening on court 2, but here we are, just the same. It's like court 2 and 4 are still happening. All right, we're back. 12:15. Great timeout. I was hoping they'd create a de facto timeout. I was hoping they'd check the lines or chat with each other and just create a little time space between some of these plays. It's not like I'm rooting for someone, and forgive my bias. I have deep affections for both teams. I was actually calling in the matches for Pepperdine for P1440 court. Pair 4 and pair 5 as switch is now 16-12. And I was the director of operations. My function was video room breakdown and coach the coaches. Coaches feedback.
A quick update on court 5. Pepperdine taking game 1. LMU taking game 2. Forcing game 3.
16-12. Killer instinct. Left shoulder serve. That's passed backwards. Brought back in. Free ball situation. They go to Covey. Covey on the attack. Looking for 17. Wow! Pity pat dig, and Covey throws one down. They now lead 17-12. Pepperdine now securing pair 1. 2-0. Outside set, close to the pin. Game of inches just past the outstretched hand of Sara Kovac, and now the score is 13-17. Filippone, the sophomore, once again. Amassed a 56-15 record throughout her career as a college player, and that is wrist away. And this is one of those things where every time the pace of the game goes fast, it favors Pepperdine. Prichard and Kovac can play fast, but you don't want to play into their game. And there's Risto crossbody, cross court, split seam if you will, and now the score is 18-14. Nice bright move. Pritchard's one of those players where she uses her power to set up shot as opposed to the other way around, and now find themselves up 18-14.
Jumping out of her head.
Wow, she wasn't really sure about that, and what looked like an ace got salvaged just out of bounds. Again, Pepperdine is not one of those teams you sleep on. Nothing is a certainty. What looked like an ace was almost a jumbo. Serve to space. Will she go position 1? No. Hits the top of the tape, and Santa Monica said no thank you. Skylar Caputo played her last game as a senior 2 weeks ago. Flowers all over the place, of course. I was hoping to see some champagne, but just the same, here we are. Shot at the net, and there's your cut. There's a great dig. Looking to get to 16, looking for the switch. There's a block. Not to be recovered by Alexis Filippone, and now match point opportunity. 20-15. Team constant pressure. Gives themselves match point opportunity number 1, and the transition queen, number 20, Jessie Prichard, the serve. They're hugging the middle. They're daring them to beat them at position 1 and position 4. Playing in and out on serve receive, and there's a dig. She knows she's got to go. Sky ball. Skylar Caputo receives the sky ball. Goes cross court. Staves off match point at least for one more play. Now it's up to the sophomore from Del Mar, California. Come up with a bunch of points, maybe get a block, get a dig. Wow, beautiful set. They didn't just tiptoe their way to the win, they plowed through it with the tank. Commanding win, 21-16, 2-0. LMU Lions win 2-0, and pair 3. And now we're tied. One apiece. Love to tell you how this all works out. But for now, Jason DeBiss, that ends my broadcast. I got to say so long. Love you guys. Bye.
dual format match. Pepperdine with one.